What's going on, Apes the Ape Army? My name is Tyler. Welcome back to the channel. And if you guys can't tell already, it looks like AMC is going through a breakout. But on a technical basis, I think we can go much higher. So this is something we've been talking about for quite a while now. We have the potential to see a gamma squeeze effect. We're going to kind of touch on that a little bit, but more so I want to go over the technical analysis, give you guys a midday update, as well as go over this double-edged sword effect, because as you do know, if you're invested in other stocks like I am, you're getting beaten down today in your portfolios, and this does revolve around COVID. So we're going to talk about how the relationship between the COVID cases spiking like they are and the AMC short squeeze and the overall economy, how these will intertwine with each other and cause AMC stock to go up. So this is a very important video. Drop that like on the video if you want to see AMC stock continue on this rally. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about my opinions, as well as subscribe to the channel and turn on that notification bell. Keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor, not a financial planner or your dad, so take some of this information with a grain of salt. It may be my opinions, but most of this information is all factual. Keep that in mind. But when it does come down to the technicals, guys, we are at a critical level right now. This 50-day moving average, I'm sure a lot of you guys, if you follow these videos, you already know what I was going to say. This is a critical level. We are either going to reject off of this, and this 50-day moving average, I have to zoom in to see exactly what it is, $35.84. So we may reject off of this. We were just above this by about 20 cents at the highest point. But if we can break out above this, really close above $36, you're looking for that next push up to about $40. And the option chain may help us a lot when it does come to this move, because as we do know, we have a lot of options that are now running into the money, which may be playing a part in why we're up about 7%, coming down a little bit since I did start this video. We were at about 7.4%, but nevertheless, we're going to see that up and down action before we do see those huge pushes to the upside. So as long as we can close above this 50-day moving average, which is going to act as somewhat of a resistance level, which it has been for the day, I think by the later part of the day, I should say, by probably power hour, we will break out above this. But anything can happen. That is really what you guys need to watch for. Let's take a look at the volume already for the day. 52,894,000. So pretty typical. I mean, we're probably going to go over 100 million for volume, just because we're only about halfway through trading for today. So definitely a very positive sign. And the overall trend is starting to look very bullish, at least on the 4-hour candlestick chart. So I don't think you have a lot of potential downside here, a lot of potential upside. Now, let's take a look at the option chain before we do get into the whole double-edged sword effect, what's happening with COVID, the overall market, and how it plays into AMC, because it is very important when it does come down to the overall short squeeze. So obviously, guys, we're seeing a lot of contracts that did run into the money at this $34 and $35 strike. Open interest on the $35 strike is 20,661 contracts. That is 2 million shares worth, or about 1.8 million shares worth, if the market makers, like they typically do, take about 90% of the back ends of these trades. So a lot of hedging is going on right now, as well as the $34 strike, 14,802 options that have ran in the money. So if we're seeing all this hedging activity going on for market makers, I don't think we're going back down under 35. 35 would really be the level that I'm watching for to see if we do go back down to 33. But with all of the hedging and this massive amount of options that did run into money, I simply don't think that is the case. But at the $36 strike, we have 5,855 contracts. At the $37 strike, you have 10,257. At the 38, you have 9,900, 39, 4,800, and the 40, 26,000 contracts. You have a strong potential here to continue to see this rally, to see this gamma squeeze up to about $40, just because the open interest is so high. After 40, you're not looking at anything too crazy. Until you get to about 45, you're seeing 9,500 for open interest. So I do think 40 is definitely relevant and still on the table for the rest of this week. And this is something we called out in the videos over the weekend and on Friday. This is playing out exactly like we thought it would. So it's definitely not a coincidence. Now, guys, let's talk about the main meat and bones of this video. As you guys probably could tell, like I can, with my portfolio, it's down a lot. I'm in a lot of growth stocks, NASDAQ stocks, but overall the NASDAQ is down 0.82%, the S&P down 0.33%, the Dow Jones Industrial Average down 0.22%, and this is going to happen Uh, and it's weird. I kind of got to break this down for you guys. It's gonna happen like this until we do get some confirmation if we're gonna see a lockdown. If we're not, that is really on the table, especially with this administration. Anything can happen. Really, anything can happen in general. So before we do go into this lockdown, I think investors are looking ahead, saying, "Hey, if we do go through a lockdown, we're gonna have a way more money printed, just like the first time around." And a lot of these Nasdaq stocks, their future earnings are going to be worth a lot less because you're going to expect higher inflation. So I think that is why the Nasdaq is selling off so much, because like we did see the first time around, the Nasdaq actually did very well because people rush back into tech stocks that you can really do stay at home, right? Facebook, Amazon, Google, all those stocks, they did very well after that initial crash back in March and April. So I think that's what's going on here. I think it's sparking a little bit of inflation concerns if we do go through a lockdown type situation. So that is why I think the Nasdaq has just been getting beat up recently. Like I said, most of my portfolio is in Nasdaq stocks, so I've been taking a little bit of a beating. But when it does come down to the actual COVID cases, guys, keep in mind over the weekend you don't tend to see numbers reported as well. As you can see, these white lines in here, but coming on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and really on Friday too, you tend to see way higher numbers as all those tests from the weekends start to become fully reported. So last we knew, the last biggest day was August 13th, and we had 187,141 cases. Definitely not looking too good. If you guys do see what is going on here, the trend is definitely to the upside. So I don't want to speculate on a lockdown. It may or may not happen. It doesn't really matter as much. But really, there's just a lot of fear and concerns in the marketplace. That is really what is going on. And when it does come down to this double-edged sword effect, and why I think AMC is ultimately going up so much today, when you see all of these stocks going down, you guys got to think about it. Hedge funds, institutions who is shorting AMC and shorting other stocks, but really there's a heavy concentration, as we do know, in AMC. They are losing on all of their long stocks. A majority of their long stocks are going down right now, and AMC is going up because when their stocks go down, they start to lose on that collateral. That means that they have to either sell those stocks and stay in their riskiest positions, like shorting AMC, much riskier than going long on a stock and buying and holding it. So they essentially will cover their AMC positions. I'm not saying that is exactly what is going on, maybe on a small extent. A lot of this is a gamma squeeze, but some of them will take and cover on their short positions while holding onto their long positions, de-risking their portfolios. So that is really the double-edged sword effect. If we do see a market crash or correction, you're likely to see AMC stock go up. This is something we've been talking about on this channel for a very long time, and it looks like it is starting to play out a little bit as of right now. Maybe you're seeing a overall deleveraging in the marketplace. We've seen the margin debt go down a little bit. We know there is DTCC margin calls coming on September 1st. We do know that the bank's reserve requirements, they just got raised, some cases about 7 to 10% per bank, and that is starting on October 1st. So you might start to see some of these hedge funds start to cover on their positions, not necessarily just AMC in general, but on all other positions, because they have to take more of that money back to the bank to keep that in their reserves. That is ultimately going to raise their margin requirements. So that is what is going on here. I think it's a double-edged sword effect. Anything can happen day by day, so I would take this information with a grain of salt. The stock market could be up a couple percent tomorrow. You really never know, but all does look very good for AMC. Obviously, it looks like we're going to continue on this gamma squeeze effect, and we did get rejected. It does look like at this 50-day moving average, so we're going to have to watch to see throughout the rest of the day if we can break above this and clear above this. So that is all I have for this video. Drop the like on the video, comment down below, consider subscribing to the channel and turning on that notification bell. Also, check out the links down below in the description. There's a link for the buy and sell alerts. It literally pays for itself, and it's very inexpensive. You'll be notified in real time when we make trades on stock options and crypto, whether we're hedging for the downturn or we're going long on stock options and crypto, day trades, swing trades, long-term investments. Definitely check it out. Great place to be. Also, I do have a link down below for public. Get up to $70 in your choice free stock in about 3 minutes time with no need to link a bank account or deposit a single dollar. It is by definition free money, and they do not use payment for order flow. So definitely check those links out. Drop the like on the video, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. But I will see you guys in the next one.